Okay, cool. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Sweat with Timaree Pilates. I am so excited to hang out with y'all. This is, without question, the highlight of my life right now. So thank you for joining. And as we're going forward, just remember that the intention here is to be really present in your body. So you're going to make the decision on whether you scale up, scale back, take a break, based on how it's going today specifically. So not even necessarily yesterday, but really how you feel right now. So you're the only one that knows when it's actually a good idea to scale back or to take a break. So I really, really encourage you to just think about it from that way. Quality versus quantity. All right, so with that in mind, let's sit it on down and start with a couple big, here we go. All right, she's like gonna come correct me on my form. All right, we're gonna start with a couple big cleansing breaths. Are you gonna teach today? After that breath, take your hand to your opposite knee and rotate. And then we're gonna take it over to the other side. Sorry, y'all, I promise I'm a professional. And we're gonna come back into the center. Switch which leg is in front. Take another couple big breaths. And again. And then we're gonna fold it forward. Reaching over the top of your cat. Keeping both hips down. You seriously gonna stay here? Take another deep breath in your forward fold. Then we're gonna roll it back up to sitting, and then we're gonna come all the way up to standing. All right, I'm gonna adjust this a little bit since I'm standing. Boop. Cool. So we're gonna find some space to stand, and you can do it on your mat, on the floor, whatever makes you happy. We're gonna draw those heels towards each other and toes are apart, shoulders are back. Let's start with our lift and lower. So again, I am still too low. Boop. Heels together, toes apart, and we're lifting and lowering. So I'm lifting my chest, squeezing the heels towards each other, and I'm gonna feel that through the back of my legs. So I'm not just lifting and lowering, I am also squeezing in through the midline. So it's gonna help me go up and down without rocking. So I'm not going forward and back. So we got this on lock, so we can speed it up. Keep squeezing those heels towards each other. Lift, 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 lift. Yeah, buddy. May not feel it just yet, but you will. You will soon enough, don't worry. Squeeze, 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 squeeze the heels towards each other and lift, lift, lift. And we're going up and down, not rocking forward. 3, 2, 1, lift and hold. We're staying super strong up here again. Keep squeezing the heels towards each other. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, lifting up to the full extent of our height. One more breath up here. I'm going to lower it back down. I'm going to take one toe, point it forward. Shoulders and hips still in alignment. So I didn't lean to either side. Still strong and centered. I'm going to start with this. Bring this foot up. Bend that knee. Lift and lower. So I'm listening to my hip on this one. If my hip is popping when I'm doing this, that is how my body tells me that I need to change the angle. So I might need to lift a little more to the front, a little bit more to the side, maybe not quite as high. So you're gonna experiment with angles to figure out what's right for you. 3, 2, bring it up and hold it. We're gonna hold it here, and it's not resting on that leg. I'm using my hip flexor to keep it lifted. And still in the center, that's a really critical thing. Shoulders directly above the hips, I'm in the middle. Take another deep breath. Now you can totally just stay here, this is great. If you want to, we're gonna add that releve. Lift and lower while keeping that leg lifted. Yeah, that's a party. It's helpful to think about the foot as a sequence of muscles. So it's not just the binary of flat or pointed, but thinking about which parts of the feet I'm using to do this. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Big cleansing breath. And again. We're going to start that from the top. Thank you, Zoom notification. That's very helpful. All right, so we're coming back to the very beginning. Heels are together, toes are apart. Let's start with that lift and lower. Heels draw towards each other. String from the top of the head up to the sky, keeping me elevated. And I'm gonna keep my arms out here to the side because it gives me a little bit of deltoid work because we're just resisting against gravity. But if your arms start to hurt, you can do this, even if it's just for a little bit, whatever. Y'all ready to party? Boop, boop, boop. Heel raise party, heel raise party. Ain't no party like a heel raise party because your calves start to hurt at some point. Lift, 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 lift. Yup, keep squeezing them together. How are you doing? How are y'all doing? I haven't been wearing shoes as much, so these are weird now. 3, 2, lift and hold. Super strong, super tall. Squeezing those heels towards each other. I'm gonna breathe in through my nose and out through the mouth. One more time. And lower it back down. So now I'm on leg 2. I'm gonna point that toe. Remember which leg I used before. Hips directly underneath the shoulders. I'm still centered. Lift and lower. So for me, this is the hip where I get clicky because I've got existing injuries. So I gotta listen to that hip. If it tells me not to go quite as high, or if it tells me to go to the side, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm bringing that foot up, bending the knee, using the hip flexor here. So the hip flexors are the muscles that connect the abs to the quads, and they are what bring the leg up towards the chest. And then I'm using a whole bunch of other stuff to stay nice and centered here. So it's a lot of butt cheek work here. Core is keeping my upper body strong. 3, 2, lift it and hold it. So again, I'm not resting that foot. It's not like a tree pose. And I'm still very much in the center. Take another deep breath here. You're welcome to just stay here. This is totally plenty. But if you want to add to it, add that releve. Lifting and lowering while holding in the center. So I'm trying not to shift to the left or the right. Whoop. Trying is the operative word. Lift and lower. 4 more. And then relax. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Big cleansing breath. And one more time. We're gonna do just a little bit more standing work. So we got the feet about shoulder width apart. Shoulders are back. I'm gonna raise one knee, start drawing a circle with it. Same situation here. If you hear popping or cracking, that's your hips telling you to change something up. Strong from the core with this. That's a weird spot. 3, 2, switch directions on that circle. So task 1 is just keeping the rest of the body stable while I add this leg circle. And again, even if just for a moment, I can feel free to rest the hands if need be. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna bring that knee up to the chest, out to the side. I'm gonna bring that leg back into an attitude and bring it back down. Up, out to the side. It's gonna come up and around and back to where I was. Upper body stays pretty steady here. There's a little bit of a lean forward and return. Up, rotate, around. That's the butt stuff right there. That's the good old butt stuff. Butt stuff, butt stuff, butt stuff. 4 more like this. Now, if anybody wants to level this up, you have the option to do this with a straight leg. Up, out, around, and down. So if you want to do that, I'm going to just do a couple that way. 2 more. Trying to keep that upper body still. 1 more time. And now we're going to go the other way. So I'm going to bring that knee up and around, in and down. Knee comes back, up and around, in and down. How y'all doing? So the leg that's on the ground, I can have a little bit of a bend in that knee to help keep me stabilized and to take care of my knee. Again, this is one where if you want to, you can straighten out that leg. I'm gonna do just a few more. 2 more. And one more time. Take the leg that was on the ground, cross it in front, and then we're gonna fold in half. Hang the upper body heavy. Stretching out the back of the legs. Take one more deep breath down here. Drop the tailbone, roll it up to stand. You know what the good news is? The good news is, well, there's 2 things. One, that this shirt has cats and pizza on it. And the other good news is that you have 2 butt cheeks. You get to do all that shit again. All right, draw your heels together, toes are apart. Super strong and stable. We're on the other leg, drawing that circle. It's just a little one. We're just warming up the hips, listening to where there's crunches and pops, and we're going to adjust when we hear those things. So we're not just gonna push through it. And switch directions. What is that noise in my hip, Timaree? Well, that's a tendon going over a bone. That's why we don't want to play with it. Because most of the cracks and pops in your body, as long as they're not accompanied by pain, are fine. They mean you are old enough to vote, for the most part. But hips are different. Couple more here. And then we're gonna add to it. Bring it up. Out to the side, attitude back, and come back into the center. Up, out, bring it back, and around. Up, out, bring it back, and around. So I'm gonna focus on controlling that leg, but also being mindful of the rest of my body staying nice and static. So I'm not rocking and swaying too much. And again, if I wanna add to this, I don't have to, but if I want to, I can do that with a straight leg. Maybe I can. We will find what we can do when we try it. And one more time. And then we're gonna go the other way. So I've got this knee, I'm gonna bend it back, bring it up and around. Knee comes down, back, up and around. Super strong. The leg's still on the ground. It's working nice and hard to keep me here. And if I need to rest, I will. And if I want to add to it, I have the option to straighten out that leg. These are our last 3. One more time. And the leg that was on the ground, we're going to cross it in front, fold in half. Taking a deep breath here, letting the upper body just hang down. A little softness in the knees. One more deep breath down here. Drop the tailbone, roll it back up to standing. Yay! All right, now we can shift gears. So we're going to come down to the mat. And I can see you better. And this is, of course, the most important part of the day. And that is when we are pandas. So we're going to come down to the mat, bring the knees into the chest, and be little pandas. And if I feel like rocking side to side, I will. And if I feel like bringing my knees towards my armpits and my heels to the sky, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to my body. And if it tells me it feels like a stretch here would be good or some movement here would be good, I'm going to do that. Just scanning, what do I feel in my body? Do I feel soreness? Do I feel any pain? Take a couple more deep breaths, just enjoying yourself on the floor. Dedicated panda time. One more big breath. and relax. All right, we're gonna plant those feet and we're gonna go through our checklist for our basic core fundamentals. So when we're chilling on the mat, we've got that little bit of space between the back and the mat that we are going to press down and remove it. So feeling the rib cage broaden against the mat, middle back is flat, core is tight, and then that's going to connect into the pelvic floor. Those are the muscles you use to stop peeing. You're going to squeeze there, squeeze the glutes, and I'm already doing a lot of core engagement, even though it doesn't look like I'm doing anything. And then the legs are going to come up to table, and then lifting the shoulder blades up into spinal flexion. I'm going to leave enough room between my chin and my chest for a tennis ball, though. I'm not straining the neck. Arms are at the sides. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Filling up the rib cage with air. Exhaling it out. So we already have a lot going on, and then we're going to add tricep beats on top of it. For 5 arm beats, breathe in. For 5 arm beats, breathe out. So going through that checklist, middle back flat, squeezing my pelvic floor and my glutes, legs at table, shoulders lifted. So far, so good. If I want to add more to it, straighten out the legs and rotate the feet up so they make a little mermaid tail with the heels together. For 5 arm beats, breathe in. For 5 arm beats, breathe out. Let's say I want to make this harder. You can lower those legs down. So I'm keeping the legs straight and the feet turned out. Middle back flat, shoulders lifted. 2 more big breaths. And 1 more time. Bring the knees back into the chest and relax. Cool. So we've got to do the Pilates 10 as well. We start out with the middle back flattening out, same as we did before. So I'm going to take away the curve of the spine by tightening my core. And then I'm going to feel that through the pelvic floor and the glutes. So all of this stuff is tightened, engaged, ready to have a medicine ball thrown at me. And then legs come up to table and shoulder blades lift away from the mat. So it's same as before, but this time hands next to the knees. Hands are going to drop, legs go straight up. Inhale, return. Drop the hands, legs go straight up. Inhale, return. Shoulders stay lifted, middle back flat. Super simple, so we can be real precise with it. Three more. One more time. And relax. Take a deep breath here. We're gonna extend those legs straight up to the sky. Head, shoulders, and arms are gonna rest for this one. They're just gonna be chilling out. We're gonna take the legs and glue them together so they are a single unit. And then start drawing a circle on the ceiling. Legs are together, toes are pointed. If you have something to look at on your ceiling, like ceiling tiles or a very cool crack or whatever, we're gonna use those as indications that we're doing the same size and shape over and over again. So we're gonna do that for another 10 seconds, and then we're gonna start increasing the size. So right now it's the same size and shape over and over, controlled by the core. Our legs are extension under the belly button. All right, start increasing the circumference. With every rotation, it's gonna get a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. Head, shoulders, and arms stay down, but if your circle gets big enough, your butt might start lifting up. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Take note. Were you going clockwise or counterclockwise? Go back up to the top, switch directions. We're starting with the small one. So again, this is the one where it's a consistent size and shape. It's the same one over and over again. We're just going the other way. So if you went clockwise before, you're going counterclockwise now, or vice versa. Head, shoulders, and arms are going to stay down. So we're not pressing into the triceps for this. This is all core. And again, imagine the legs are an extension out of your belly button. In 5 seconds, we're going to start increasing the circle size. And here we go. With every rotation, make it a little bit bigger. But it's still a circle. It's still a for real circle. Head, shoulders, and arms are down. Butt might start lifting up if the circle is big enough. Trying not to press into the triceps. Trying to make this all core. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and bring it on back up to the sky. All right, head, shoulders, and arms are down. We're gonna draw a figure 8, and we're gonna do it side to side. So it's like an 8 with laying down. So this is more of a horizontal motion. So we're making 2 circles now, effectively controlling it from the core. Legs are as straight as possible, toes are pointed. 3, 2, 1. Switch directions on your figure 8. Yeah, we gotta go the other way now. How's your core doing? How are your abs? And we're trying to make this a real, actual figure 8. So doing our best to be precise with this. 3, 2, 1. Straight back up to the side. Figure 8 vertically. What? Figure 8 vertically. Doesn't have to be super big. That's not the point. The point is the precision, that your legs are being controlled by your abs and your legs are a nice long extension. Toes are pointed. Take note of which direction you're going, because now you gotta switch. Going the other way. This is the last of this sequence, and then we'll get a little stretch right after this. Drawing a real figure 8. What does it actually look like? How would you show someone what it looks like? Yeah, buddy, it's a lot of core. 3, 2, 1 more time. And relax, stretch it all the way out. How y'all doing? After all that, we're gonna take the right knee into the chest. We're gonna take that right knee, push it to the left, and then open the chest up and rotate to the right. Holding that stretch in opposition. So the right shoulder and right knee are going the opposite directions. Take another deep breath. Come on back into the center. Same thing other side. So left knee comes into the chest. Pull that in for a little stretch here. This is a nice little glute stretch. We're going to take that knee, push it right, upper body, twist back to the left. Take another deep breath here. Twisting in opposition. And we're going to bring it back into the center and roll it up to sitting. All right. How y'all doing? Everybody, did not mean to do that. Reset. Okay. All right. Nice straight spine. I'm going to take the right leg up and over. The right knee is into the chest. If I feel like it, I can take the left knee, fold it back in. But the important thing is I have the right knee into my chest. Left arm up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, rotate to the right. So up and over that bent knee. I'm going to rotate this way just so I can see you a little bit better. So I can hold my stretch here, just plant the hands. If I want to turn this into a pretzel and my spine is feeling bendy enough today, I can take this arm, if I'm going past the knee enough, and then thread it back and the hands can find each other. If I want to do that. It's okay if that's not the mood today. Take another deep breath in that twist. And release. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So left leg up and over. If I feel like it, I'm gonna take the right leg, fold it back. Again, the key piece is the left knee is here in the chest. Right arm is gonna go up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, rotate to the left. And again, I can just chill here and twist into the left. If I feel like it, and this arm is far enough past the knee, then I'll be able to fold it back. And hands will be able to find each other over by the hip. But that is optional. Take another big breath in your twist. and release. All right, we're gonna come back down, do a little bit more core work, and then we'll move on with our lives. Do another body part. Yay! That was your enjoyable stretch break. Yay! All right, so because it's so nice outside, we are going to go on a journey. I don't know why I laid down. We're coming back up here. Okay, for this next sequence, you can have a few options. You can plant the feet. That's going to be level 1, and that is going to be plenty of work. If you want a little bit more work, you'll lift up your feet. And if you're like, girl, I'm going hard today, I'm going to bring my legs up to tabletop, where I have a nice flat surface. All of them are great. What makes sense is what's right for your body today. Hello again. We're going to take a drive down to the beach. So you're going to grab onto your cartoonishly large steering wheel. If you've ever driven a car, you know you don't actually go left and right with the steering wheel. We're going to go in this plane of motion. So again, I can have my feet planted. You are doing great, kitty cat. You're doing great. And I'm going to be rotating side to side, bringing that elbow down. So not rotating, I'm sorry, coming down in this frontal plane. And as I'm doing this, I have the option, again, I can have my feet planted. I can pick my feet up. I can bring my legs up to this tabletop. Bring that elbow down towards the hip and bring it back up. So I'm going to drive to the beach with my comically large steering wheel. If it's hurting the lower back, you got a couple options. First one, remind your core that this is your core's job. And the second thing you can do is, again, bring the legs down, plant the feet. So it's a little less pressure. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Take it up into extension. So we made it down to the beach. That's awesome. Let's build a cool sandcastle. So again, you got all the same options for your legs. And then you're going to grab a bucket and you're going to dig into the sand, contribute to your sandcastle. Dig into the sand, contribute to the sandcastle. So I'm starting here with my feet planted. I could do that with my feet lifted, or if I can bring them up to tabletop, that's an option too. It depends on how I'm doing. So now we have actually 2 planes of motion. I'm dipping down and rotating. Dipping down and rotating. Digging in the sand. We're gonna build the most epic sandcastle. 10 more seconds. Surprisingly quick drive, surprisingly quick sandcastle. It's like training montage. 1 more to each side. And relax, bringing it up to spinal extension. All right, we made a super cool sandcastle, and it is so epic that somebody got really jealous and they knocked it over. So now we have to get in a fight. So we can have the feet planted, and we're gonna rotate, 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 or we can pick up the feet and rotate, rotate, rotate. So now we're just in this plane of motion. We're just in rotation. And again, legs can be a tabletop. You got 3 different levels from which to choose. The important thing is that rotation, rotation, rotation. So it's not just the arm going forward. It is shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. And again, I got 3 levels for my legs. So if my back is telling me I need to scale back, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna listen to my body. Shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So in the course of the fight, we decided that we actually are just friends and everything's cool. So we made up. That's great. Yay! We're gonna go out onto the water together. Fortunately, we have a boat and a canoe. So we're gonna take both of them. We're gonna go back and forth between them. So maybe my boat is right here. 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 I'm gonna figure that out. So find where you wanna start. This is a good option if your lower back is starting to feel this. And then I'm gonna extend into my canoe. And then inhale back to my boat. Exhale, extend. Inhale, return. Exhale, extend. Inhale, return. And again, I got lots of different options. And I'll know that it's my boat, and I'll know that it's my canoe because it's comfortable for my body. I can feel the difference between work versus strain. If my hips are popping, legs are going too low. If my lower back is hurting, I might want to just anchor the boat. I'm going to listen to my body because that's how I know that this is my boat and this is my canoe and it's not somebody else's. 3, 2, we're going to hop into our canoe and hold it. Hanging out in the canoe, It's super fun in the canoe. The canoe has a really good sound system. And then we're going to add to it. Arms up to the sky. Yeah, buddy. Raising that mast. Somehow our canoe has a mast on it. That's cool. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. And relax. All right. We got to flip that over and give ourselves a little stretch. So after all that flexion, let's take it the other way. Shoulders pull back away from the ears. Stretching out the abs. Only coming up high enough that you get a stretch. You don't need to come up super high. Then bend one knee. Look over your shoulder at your big toe. And switch. And relax. So we're gonna do a little bit of core work that is also your upper back. So we're gonna start out down here in a Superman. Now, I've seen people try to do a Superman where they lift up both ends at the same time. That is hurting your lower back. Don't do it. It's not useful. It's not really serving you. Instead, we're gonna start out chilling on the floor, squeeze your butt cheeks to lift your thighs, and then just lift the hands off the ground. You don't have to have like a super high lift for this to be effective. What matters is I'm squeezing my butt cheeks like whoa, and I'm tightening my core. So kind of almost pressing the pelvic floor in, kind of almost pressing the pelvic bones downwards. But I'm really gonna squeeze my butt cheeks, so this shouldn't be super uncomfortable for the pelvic floor either. And just hanging out in the Superman. Because even though it's not doing anything dramatic, this is plenty of work. I'm resisting it against gravity here. I'm squeezing the hell out of my core, and I'm really squeezing my butt cheeks to keep the thighs lifted. Now let's say I want to add to it. Reach down through the center, breaststroke, bring it up through the middle. Hello, she just really wants to be involved today. You're doing great. Reach down through the center and around. The key here is thinking core and butt cheeks. So I'm not gonna let my lower back do this work. My core is staying super tight, and I'm squeezing my butt cheeks to keep the thighs lifted. I can lift the thighs up nice and high as long as I keep squeezing the butt cheeks and keeping that core tight. Reach down through the center and around. 3 more. One more time. Oh, guess what? The other way is what? Around and pull back in. Around and pull back in. Keep squeezing the butt cheeks. Now, if you need to take a break at any time, you take that break. If you're starting to feel this as pain, especially in the lower back, take a chill. 3, 2, one more time. And we're going to separate the knees. Butt comes back towards the feet. Take another deep breath here. Releasing the lower back, stretching out the hips here, stretching out the shoulders. Take one more breath. Shifting on forward again. One more time, we're going to do some back stuff down here. So for this one, again, starting out just in our extending the arms and legs, squeeze the butt cheeks to lift the thighs, lift the hands off the ground. Nothing more dramatic than that. We're not straining the lower back. I'm not lifting the shoulders as high as possible. From here, opposite hand and foot, lower back down. Opposite hand and foot, I'm going to look up towards that hand, lower it back down. Nothing dramatic, just opposite hand and foot, because again, you'll see people do both at the same time. It's bad news. It's really unsafe. It's not doing anything for them. It's mostly just increasing the odds they're going to strain their lower back. So opposite hand and foot. So we're not doing both at the same time. We're not doing front and back at the same time. So I'm going to really focus again on the core, keeping the butt squeezed. And if you're ready to add to it, you can speed it up. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. We're going full Dory. Keep breathing, keep squeezing your core, keep squeezing your butt. That's really what this is about. You're gonna feel this in your arms because you're resisting against gravity. And you're gonna feel this in your glutes because you're lifting up those legs. 3, 2, 1. Separate the knees, Butt comes back to the feet, reach the arms forward. Release the back. Stretching out the hips. Take one more breath here. We're gonna shift it forward, planting the hands and coming on up to this high plank. Take a deep breath here. We're gonna push it back to a downward dog, press the heels into the ground. So I got my feet about shoulder width apart. I'm gonna pick up the left hand. I'm gonna thread it down to touch towards the right foot and replace it back down. Pick up the right hand, bring it back to touch towards the left foot and bring it back down. So I'm creating this big arch, pushing my butt up to be able to reach and return. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return. Gotta love it when a plank is the rest part. We're gonna do a couple more like this. One more to each side. And coming on back to that plank. Holding steady in the plank. Take another deep breath here. Push the butt back, press down into the heels, stretch out the back of the legs. How y'all doing? This is your rest. Enjoy it. Press the heels down, stretch out the back of the legs. All right, we're gonna go back into what we were doing, and we're gonna add to it. So this time I'm gonna take that left hand, lift it up, thread it through, and then I'm gonna reach that arm forward, lift up the foot, plant it back down. Pick up the right hand, thread it through, reach it forward, pick up that foot. Woo, buddy. Back down. It's a party. I'm gonna lift up the left, bring it back to the right, bring it forward. Gravity is not my friend right now. So we're gonna start plank, hand, reach, hand, and foot. Hand, reach, hand, and foot. Couple more. Hand, reach, hand, and foot. One more time. Back to your plank. Hold it steady here. Take another deep breath. Push the butt back. Pressing the heels down into the ground to stretch out the back of the legs. How y'all doing? Oh, one more thing while we're in this position, and then we're gonna finish up. So again, we're gonna just enjoy this stretch for a moment. We're gonna shift the weight forward to that plank. Bring one knee to the opposite elbow. Sail that leg back. Plant the foot. Shift it forward. Bring the knee to the opposite elbow. Sail that leg back. Plant the foot. Bring that knee forward. Opposite elbow. Sail that leg back and down. Again. Two more to each side. One more to each side. And last time. Lower that foot down, press the heels into the ground. Downward dog, stretching out the back of the legs. Take one more deep breath. We're gonna take the right foot, step it forward. So we got this deep lunge, ankle underneath the knee. So we got the right leg in front, left leg is straight. Press down into that heel. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up to the sky. Take a deep breath in this twist. Again, keeping that back leg straight. We're gonna bring the hands back down, and then we're gonna gently lower them to the forearms. Yeah, little lizard situation. Take another deep breath in the lizard. Bring the hands back up. Take that front leg, kick it up, lower it back down. We're in the downward dog again, pressing the heels into the ground. Take that left foot, step it forward. So we got the ankle underneath the knee, back leg as straight as we can get it. So we got this nice and strong, so I can plant my right hand, twist it up to the left. Back leg stays straight, pressing down into the heel. Take another deep breath here in this twist. Then I'm gonna bring the hands down and bring it all the way to the forearms into our little lizard. Keeping that back leg straight, pressing into the heel of the back leg. Take another deep breath here in the lizard. We're gonna plant the hands. We're gonna send that bent leg up to the sky, down dog splits, lower the foot back down, downward dog. Take another deep breath. One more deep breath here. Walk or hop the feet forward. Upper body is just gonna hang down. So I'm just letting my upper body just chill, neck relax. Take a couple deep breaths down here. I'm gonna breathe in, thinking about all the hard shit that I just did. I'm gonna breathe out all the frustrations I had when I started that are gone now. Breathing in, thinking about all that I just did, all that I already accomplished just in the last few minutes. Exhale out all the bullshit. One more time. Deep breath. Breathing in and out. Drop the tailbone. We're going to stack the vertebrae to roll back up to standing. And then we're going to take our final cleansing breaths. Breathing in gratitude. Once again in celebration. And you did it! You did it, 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 you did it. This is our victory dance. This is our victory dance. It can include the floss if we want. You did it! You did it, you did it. All right. Great job, y'all. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, we are trying out new stuff with the sounds. So hopefully it'll just keep getting better. Starting on Friday, we're gonna try a new thing that doesn't rely on the Bluetooth. So hopefully the lag will go away. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. I feel so much better. Also, Ripley is incredibly proud of you. She thinks that you're fantastic, and she is so proud of you. So thank you, everybody. And everybody stay safe and stay hydrated. And for those of you I'll see tomorrow, see you tomorrow. And take care. Oh yeah, you yelling? Bye.